Kijk, but that they changed the game, Buddha. That shit's heavy. Like, I feel uncomfortable watching that. Somebody's daughter is being by everybody, and people just come and they do what they want to her and they leave her there. Eventually, these girls get left for dead and then just get thrown away. Yo, welcome back to the best reaction channel on the internet. My name is Rico Diotnotgot and this is a South African Reacts. I want to thank you all for being here in my lever. I want to thank you all for over 12,000 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you. If it's your first time here, please remember to like and subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the bell notification and you will know when I'm dropping new content. I'm bringing something new from next week as well, or there's something new coming. Hopefully you see this before then. Become a member, you get perks where I subscribe to your videos and I upload it to members. Only the members then decide if I should upload it to the channel or not. If I really like it, I go straight to the channel. I spoke to Mr. Zulu, by the way. He said that girl came to live with him, not by him, by his uncle. The uncle left her there, and she was hard here. Mr. Zulu them said, you can now go, because he's not here anymore. And she didn't want to go. And they said, no, but you can really go. And she didn't want to go. And they said, Kegi, but you must go. And she didn't want to go. And then she had to eventually go, and then things got out of control, and she started getting upset. So she started making up all lots of kak. And he also said about the Pearly and the police coming there. We all know a lot of colored people who have perlamun, and he had some dried up Pearly in the back of his yard. He has some money, so he probably bought a bit too much, and they caught him there with that, and that's why he's not been arrested. As for the geskietery and why he was there by Jager's huis, I don't know. It's not my baby, it's not my monkey, it's not my circus, it's not my worries. Two sides to every story. I wanted to talk to him on here, but he doesn't want to, and that's okay. I'm still willing to talk to that lady who made all those allegations. You can hide your face, you can have your audio only, you can do a call, I can do an interview, I won't say your real name, come talk to me and we talk, and we can do that. That being said, there's merch. So for the merch, you'll see I'm wearing tough. Members get discount on the merch and they get free shipping. They get a promo code, there's white and there's black. Those are the only two colors that matter. No other color even exists in my opinion. So you'll see the link in the description. Blessed by Nature, they ship my orders and they make my orders, my clothes as well, and they'll ship it to you. And they make these cute little dresses as well. Brookie and then pajamas. Sorry, I forget about the microphone. Anyway, check out Blessed by Nature. You'll find a lot of stuff there on their site. You'll also find my merch over there. I like working with local people. I also asked people a while ago to send me emails giving me a description of your business, 2 paragraphs, giving me a picture of what it is that you do, a poster of a thing, and telling me if you have any specials. It's no Christmas, it's festive. Nobody sent me anything, and I'm willing to advertise of you for free as your eie fucking skill. You can still send it though, just don't be cuck. The takedown of the Staggie crime family.
July 1996 at approximately 2 p.m. in the afternoon. In the Western Cape province, more than one...
I was at a rehab with his uncle. Teen Challenge. In 2002, I was in rehab with his uncle. 2002, I forget his name. I don't know if any of you remember Teen Challenge. It used to be there by Melton Road Station, the rehab. I was there with his uncle.
100 men assembled.
I didn't know that he was involved here. I remember the evening on the news when this happened, when you saw him burn alive, my bro.
At the Cape Town city centre. These men belong to a group known as PAGAD, which stands for the People Against Gangsterism and Drugs. PAGAD was an organization which was formed in the early 90s by community members from the Cape Flask.
Kijk, but that they changed the game, Buddha. It changed Cape Town for a long time. It changed how people, it just changed everything.
The group was formed as an anti-crime organization with the aim to fight the illegal drug trade, gangsterism and violence which was plaguing the Western Cape. During the group's meeting at the Cape Town city centre, video footage shows an individual who is wearing a black and white scarf. The man can be seen holding a microphone in one hand and also a piece of paper on the other hand. Written down on the piece of paper that the man is holding are a bunch of names. These names are the individuals who Pagad believes are the drug lords and the gangsters who are terrorizing their community. Beginning with the name of Colin Stanfield, who is the uncle of Ralph Stanfield, the leader of the 28's gang. Jackie Lonte, who is the leader of the...
My bro, here's some iconic people gonna be mentioned in this thing up here. There's also a documentary about Pagad that I watched a while ago. And one of my favorite documentaries ever is the Cape of Fear of the heart livings of the Staggies. It's an old documentary, the quality is so cuck, but it's such an iconic video.
The Americans gang, and also Rashied and Rashaad Staggie.
That clip on the right of Rashaad is from the documentary that I just spoke about, Cape of Fear. It's fucking tough, my bro.
Who were the founders of the Hard Livings gang, one of the biggest drug-dealing gang in the country. Essentially, this was a hit list that Pagad was issuing. After a few days, on August 4th, 1996, hundreds of members of the armed Pagad marched in the direction of number 20 London Road. About 500 cars were present that evening, and the police were constantly driving to the side. Between 2,000 and 3,000 people were present. They were on their way to Rashied.
Kijk, these niggas were ready for this. They were ready for it, my bro. That looks almost like Vicky Awesome. The one there with the white scarf around his face. It's obviously not
Rashied Staggie's house. At that moment, Rashied was inside the house when Pagad gunmen trapped him.
So I have a theory about this. Alright? Bear with me. If any of you have seen the Cape of Fear documentary, let me know in the comment section if you've seen it, right? So throughout the documentary, you see the relationship between these two brothers. He is treated like the baby brother to Rashaad. Rashaad acts like he's the clever one, like he's the boss. He makes a joke about that the whole time. He says, if I say he must do that, then he must do it, because I'm the boss. And he must listen. And then he takes him for a push the whole time and he teases him. He almost makes him a clinky the whole time. Now, I don't doubt that Rashaad was a different type of nigga. Rashied was also a different nigga, right? And Rashaad kept on saying that he's the killer. Rashied's the killer. That Rashied is a dangerous man. He mustn't play with me. There's only one person that can tell him what to do. And then Rashaad would say he's the only person that can tell him what to do. And then he makes him clean the whole time. And then there's a few scenes in there where Rashied looks at Rashaad like, Zay. Almost like he's scared, but he's not. But I'm going to get you type of a vibe, man, you know. There's a few scenes like that where Rashaad is taking Rashied for a push. And Rashied just not thinking like, ek ga jou kry. Is reg. You cannot be like that. You cannot be my boss, but you'll see I'll be the boss. Type of a vibe, energy. If you go watch that Cape of Fear. And then my thing is this. Rashied's there. Obviously can't leave the house. He calls his brother. What is Rashaad going to do with all those people there? Rashaad comes scared of fuck all. He just comes through there with his Sani Bakkie. He drives and he talks to them like nothing's going to happen. Nobody expected what would happen, right? But just the ego, the arrogance, the confidence of Rashaad to come driving through there. But nobody expected that these people are there to actually kill. Right? But I have a theory that might have been a setup by Rashied on Rashaad. Because once Rashaad was away, Rashied was now the only one that's in charge. He was now the leader. And he didn't have this guy telling him that he's the boss. That he can't do anything without him. You know what I mean? Anyway, whatever.
There.
I dare you.
I dare you to shut the fuck up! I don't care, nigga.
Rashaad, his brother, came to help him a few minutes later, driving a white Bakkie. He drove into the Pagad mob's arms after the...
Just look at this confidence of this old man, bro. And he was scowling with him. There was Abelings telling them, nah, ik ga huis toe, like, you know.
The police let him continue. Shots were then fired at the group, and some of the Pagad members were wounded. Rashaad Staggie is seen attempting to flee in his car, but the crowd he was surrounded by stopped him. He would attempt to reach his brother's front door, but a wall of bullets would prevent him from doing so. After getting Rashaad out of his car, Pagad members began to pour petrol all over him, and they set him on fire. Melting and shot at multiple times, Rashaad ran down an alley, getting slower and slower, before finally collapsing on the pavement.
That was tough.
Police
bro.
officers eventually put out the fire, but several masked Pagad members fired several shots at Rashaad and ultimately killed him.
Yo, my bro, that's heavy. That shit was heavy. And he's calling for Allah there. You know what I mean? That shit's heavy. Like, I feel uncomfortable watching that. Not uncomfortable watching it, just how I... That helplessness, that fear, that terror, being burnt and being shot at. And imagine what Rashied was be feeling the inside. But they couldn't get inside, you know what I mean? Fuck it, bro.
On the roofs of the nearby homes, according to the police, prevented them from assisting Rashaad Staggie. Before his burned body could be recovered by paramedics, it lay in the road for almost an hour.
This is from that Cape of Fear.
Be the people, or shoot the people.
Because I'm the boss.
That's why you always see me alone. You will always see I drive alone. I don't drive with people.
Why not?
I'm the boss.
My favorite is this gun. You shoot 6 bullets. The people don't run away. They come. They come. They count the bullets. Now when you got guns like this, they run away.
The Staggie twins, Rashied and Rashaad Staggie, were born in the Cape Town suburb of Mooirivier in 1956.
Moira Furio Poes.
Following the Group Areas Act of the apartheid government, which forced black and coloured people to leave so-called white areas, Rashied and Rashaad's family were relocated to the Cape Flats, specifically to an area called Manenberg. It is said that the twins turned to petty crime as a means of surviving the hardships of poverty and hard life. By the time the twins were teenagers, they were active drug dealers and were able to make some money. And in the late 70s, it is alleged that the twins created the notorious Hard Livings Gang, one of the biggest drug-dealing street gang in the Western Cape. According to reports, the Hard Livings Gang has the third largest territory of any gang in Cape Town, behind the 28's Number Gang and the Americans gangs.
It's also a famous face member of that, bro. His face has been around so many times, that photo also of that.
Gang that competed with the American gang primarily for drug distribution. The Hard Livings Gang developed into a well-organized criminal organization that engages in a variety of illegal activities as their distribution network expanded. The gang is said to be active in roughly 35 neighborhoods across Cape Town. According to the Global Initiative research, the Hard Livings Gang territory extends from Strand to...
I never knew Strand is alright, Makasa. I can believe there's hard livings. But I don't know if there's hard livings there. Fishhoek. Nah, bro. There's no hard livings in Noordhoek. Houtbaai, yeah. Now they're talking kak. This isn't right.
Kraaifontein and Sea Point in Cape Town. The Hard Livings are thought to have over 6,000 active members, primarily in the townships of Manenberg, Mitchell's Plain and Delft, making them the fourth largest gang after the Americans, the 28's and the terrible Joesters gang.
It's kak like this where they make the numbers seem bad. They say the fourth largest gang after the what?
Townships of Manenberg, Mitchell's Plain and Delft, making them the fourth largest gang after the Americans, the 28's and the terrible Joesters gang.
They always make the number a gang. It's not a gang. People need to get the kak out of their head. It's media makes things that are not bad. And I know it's difficult for you to understand, but the number is not a bad thing. Without the number, your cousin or your uncle who touches little boys would be murdered long time ago. But because the number's there's not a lot of murders in prison. Alright, it's rough and it's tough, but the number is there to protect the rights of the prisoners. You won't understand if you don't understand. Any nai who thinks he's quiet and he wants to moor you or kick you in your pooks or murder you because he's in the number, isn't really in the number and he bought his number. Sê vir hulle ek het so gesê. The number is not a gang, my bro.
Despite having a smaller territory and membership, the hard livings are said to be much more centralized, hierarchical, and structured. The hard livings have reportedly been able to secure significant shipments of firearms and drugs that smaller gangs have not been able to. Although drug dealing and weapons trafficking are the main businesses of the hard livings, they also engage in protection rackets, extortion, prostitution, and the taxi industry. Under their rule, the hard livings gang in
Does I remember in the documentary they were going to kill him? But then they made him gesape and started smoking pillow with him. And then told him he must bring them guns from the mongrels because he killed Godeloos.
engaged in a variety of illegal activities, including drug distribution, gun dealing, and armed robbery. Rival gangs, the Americans and the mongrels, clashed with the hard livings. Bloodshed broke out in Cape Town streets as a result of the hard livings' involvement in these violent gang wars.
Is there a secret to getting...
Yeah, yo, poes, meneer secret.
Rashied Staggie fled to a safer location in Durban, but he vowed to exact revenge at his brother's funeral. Pagad's national coordinator, Abdus Salam Ibrahim, and 3 associates were the only men arrested and charged with Rashaad's murder. In 2002, Ibrahim and 2 other defendants were found guilty of public violence, but acquitted of Rashaad's murder.
I never knew that. So what, they were found guilty of public violence, in other words, shooting and being violent in public, but they weren't guilty for killing Rashaad. They probably argued that they didn't pour petrol and they didn't shoot, but they incited the thing. But then they should be blamed for the murder as well. Look, I'm not defending or blaming anybody. I'm trying to look at this objectively and trying to understand why they weren't found guilty for the murder, but they were found guilty of public violence. I can understand, but I don't understand.
At the time, Rashied Staggie claimed that the decision was fair. He claimed that his brother's passing was something of the past and that he had no desire for vengeance. Following the death of his brother, Rashied Staggie was more active than ever in Cape Town's criminal markets. In 2003, he was arrested and charged for ordering the gang rape of a 17-year-old girl in the Cape Flats.
There's so many sad stories of that. I was actually talking to somebody about this. Like, I know of 3 ladies that has happened to. It happened so many times. It's actually fucked, man. It's actually fucked. Somebody's daughter is being by everybody. Everybody. I don't know if you've seen what a yard looks like where a big gangster lives, right? Where the most of you know what for example. So now you know how many people go to whichever you are. And if there's one girl there who's helpless and she starts being used, and people just come and they do what they want with her and they leave her there. Eventually these girls get left for dead and then just get thrown away. It's heavy, my bro, man, like that. I can't cry with that. I honestly can't. I just fucking can't get that.
The woman, who later became a state witness, claimed in court that Rashied had taken her to a remote location in August 2001 and made her have sex with 3 men at gunpoint. Rashied would be found guilty of this, and he was sentenced to 15 years for kidnapping and rape. In 2004, he was convicted of burglary from the Foray police armory and sentenced to 13 years in prison.
Now that was the difference between him and Rashaad. Rashaad didn't do this stuff. Rashaad would be at home, alone in his Merc, driving home, while he goes and catches on this cock. Now that is not a boss. A boss doesn't go and break in himself.
Both of the sentences were to be served at the same time. In May 2013, the Western Cape Department of Correctional Services announced that he would be released on parole for good behavior in late September 2013. In July 2013, 2 months before he was supposed to be released from prison, the woman who had testified against him was shot 3 times in an alleged revenge attack by the Hard Livings gang. The woman luckily survived the hit, and she went into hiding soon after that.
Now why showing her face? You blood, yeah, but then you show it there.
Gunman shot Knight and her boyfriend Romano Oliver in an open field late one night. Oliver died at the scene. Knight was badly wounded but managed to flee. After a few weeks in hospital, doctors told the family there was no hope. They switched off Knight's life support. Then, last Friday, while collecting money for her daughter's funeral, Chantel's mother found out she's actually very much alive. It's believed police had lied about her death because gangsters had been searching hospitals for her.
Originally, they wanted people to believe that the violence in Manenberg.
This bra's also a lawyer for a lot of people, Omi Halik.
Is as a result of Rashied going to be released. Rashied Staggie had no intention to harm that woman. Years ago he told me that he's forgiven her.
The Department of Correctional Services released Rashied in September 2013 for good behavior following a 10-year prison sentence. He stated that he was now more focused on giving back to the community, which he acknowledged had been harmed. Despite this public image, he reportedly carried on with his business as usual. In reality, it is alleged that Rashied's business was expanding as he benefited from his new low profile. Staggie was also making money by inciting gang rivalry in Johannesburg's western neighborhoods and providing drugs to the 2 main rival gangs in the region, who reportedly provided both factions with Cape Town hitmen in an apparent attempt to prevent any one person from gaining total control of the region. At the same time, within the Hard Livings, it is said that Rashied was also encountering opposition. Despite the Hard Livings' successful 3-decade history as a powerful and well-run gang, infighting, power struggles, shifting alliances, and Rashied's...
This is a clip from Worcester like 4, 5, 6 years ago.
Our reporter Lindsay Dietlinger is at the scene of this shooting and she joins me now for the very latest. Now, Lindsay, when we previously had a conversation, you had just arrived on the scene.
On the 13th of December 2019, shortly after 9 in the morning, Rashied Staggie and his driver were seated in a Toyota Corolla sedan outside of his home in the Cape Town suburb of Salt River. Images of the silver Toyota sedan revealed at least 11 bullet holes in the windscreen and 1 in the bonnet.
And those are close, eh? Close together, the bullets.
In the hopes that he would live, Rashied Staggie's son hurried him to the nearby Groote Schuur hospital shortly after
Grote skuur jou poes. And now it's a PC computer talking.
the shooting. However, shortly after reaching the hospital, Rashied was declared dead. Rashied was killed on the same street where his twin brother, Rashaad Staggie, was shot and burned alive by Pagad members in August 1996, 23 years earlier.
Hard to reach.
Yeah, fuck you, hard to reach, Steins. Tough, my bro. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know if you guys have seen The Cape of Fear. If there's anything else you want me to check out, if you have a documentary or a link to anything about the Bulgarian lady, because I never knew about her even, about the Pearly Bizarreit. Because I don't know anything about her, about the Pearly Bizarreit. Yeah, gooi the link in the, just fucking in the comment section, put a link of what you want to see me react to. Remember to like and subscribe, a like really helps. Merch, first link in the description, consider becoming a member. This has been me, Rick Claudio, on the best reaction channel on the internet. South African reacts to Rashied Staggie, the Staggie family, demise, downfall. Can't remember the name. Safety boots. Safety boots, man. Fuck, nou sit jy mekaar.